My dear friends, today I feel led to speak to you about something that touches the heart so gently yet deeply, something that stirs the soul and reminds us, ever so tenderly, of the eternal nature of life. There are moments, sacred, quiet moments, when the veil between this world and the next seems ever so thin, when something, or someone, reaches out to us in a way we cannot fully explain. And most often, it happens in the stillness of the night, when all is quiet and our hearts are still, when a familiar voice speaks to us ever so softly, when a face we thought we had lost appears once more, when a loved one we believed was gone visits us in a dream. Some may say it's only coincidence, others may tell us it's just the mind remembering, but somewhere deep within, we know, oh, how we know, that when someone who has passed on speaks to us in a dream, it is not by accident. No, it is never by chance. It is a sign, a whisper from the eternal, a gentle reminder that the soul is everlasting. It is the Lord's way of letting us know, there is more beyond this life than what these eyes can see. There are moments that reach far beyond explanation, experiences that draw us out of the natural and into the supernatural. One of those moments, so precious, so deeply real, comes when someone we've lost finds us, not in the waking world, but in a dream so quiet, so vivid. And these dreams, they are not just passing thoughts, they are not simply echoes from the mind. No. When someone who has gone home speaks in a dream, it is not random, it is not empty, it is a message, one that the soul must hear. From the beginning of time, dreams have held meaning. They have delivered prophecies, brought divine warnings, offered holy revelations. From ancient times to the sacred words of Scripture, dreams have been a sacred bridge, a divine language through which heaven speaks to earth. Many have awakened with tears, after feeling the presence of someone they love, someone they lost. And they knew in that moment, it was not just a memory. It was real. It was something more. There is a knowing, a deep, quiet assurance that something holy has happened. It's as if, for a fleeting moment, heaven leaned in, and left a whisper on the soul. Some will dismiss it. They'll say it's just the mind holding on. But those who felt it, they know. Oh yes, they know. There's a weight to it. A quiet truth. A reality that cannot be reasoned away. These moments are personal, deeply personal. Sometimes they bring comfort. Sometimes they bring a stirring. But they are never meaningless. A parent who passed, a spouse whose voice we miss, a friend taken too soon, when they appear, and they speak, it is for a reason. Many have found peace in these dreams, feeling a love that reaches beyond the grave, hearing words they long to hear, words that heal. Others have received a gentle warning, a call to change, a nudge to forgive, to turn around, before it's too late. Some feel a quiet push, to draw nearer to the things of God, to return to the place where peace is found. And this, my friend, is not rare. It happens across nations, across generations, across time itself. The soul is not bound by the body. It is not chained to time. And when it reaches from beyond, it brings with it something eternal. The human heart, oh how it knows, when it's been touched by something real. Something from the other side. Something that cannot be ignored. In those moments, let us not reason it away. Let us listen. Let us receive. For when the unseen touches the living, it is never without purpose. It is not meaningless. It is not random. It is a sign, a holy message for the soul. From the very first breath we take, we begin to sense the fragile nature of life. We watch people come and go. We feel the ache of loss. And time, it marches on. Yet deep within, there is something that cannot be silenced, the unshakable knowing that this life is not the end. There is something more. Something sacred. The soul is eternal. We feel it. We know it. We can't deny it. No matter how loud the world becomes, no matter how much it tells us to focus on what we can see and touch, our hearts still long for the unseen. Our spirits reach for the eternal. The body may age, it may return to dust, but the soul continues. It does not fade. It is not broken by time. It does not vanish in the wind. It lives, it endures, it enters eternity. Death is not an end, it is a transition, a sacred passage from the temporary into the everlasting. That is why the thought of life after death is gently etched into the human conscience. That is why, in moments of deep loss, we search for hope, not explanations. That is why, even in grief, there remains a quiet understanding that love does not die, that the bond between souls does not simply vanish. There is something more, waiting, just beyond what we can understand. Across the ages, humanity has tried to explain this deep knowing. Some have turned away from it, convincing themselves that existence is only what can be touched or measured. Others have searched for answers in philosophy, in science, in every corner of human knowledge. Yet, the truth of the eternal soul cannot be erased. It is something we have always known. Something that has been whispered to us from the beginning. And again, it has been confirmed, through sacred experiences, through divine revelations, through encounters that go beyond what nature can explain. When people speak of seeing loved ones in dreams, of feeling their presence, of hearing voices from beyond the veil, it is not fantasy. It is not the mind playing tricks. It is a gentle confirmation of what has always been true: the soul does not cease to exist when the body returns to dust. That is why the memory of a loved one is not simply a thought, it becomes part of us, written on the heart. That is why we can still feel their presence in the quiet, why we sometimes hear their voice when no one is speaking, why their love still reaches us, long after they have gone. There is a reason the human soul has always searched for what lies beyond this life. There is a reason people, without ever being told, long for something greater, something eternal. It is because the soul knows its true nature. It knows it was not made for destruction. It was not created to vanish after a moment. It was fashioned for eternity, made to continue, to live beyond this world, to step into a reality so much greater than what the eyes can see, so much deeper than what the mind can hold. And dreams, oh, these gentle dreams, have often been the channel through which heaven has spoken. They have become a way for the unseen to reach the hearts of men and women, across cultures, across time, across every generation. Through dreams, revelations have come that changed the very course of lives. They have brought wisdom in confusion, warnings before danger, glimpses of peace in times of fear. They are not fleeting pictures of the mind, no, they are moments in which God Himself has spoken. Throughout the pages of Scripture, dreams have played a sacred role in shaping the destinies of both individuals and nations. They have offered guidance when clarity was lost, direction when all seemed uncertain. Joseph, the son of Jacob, received dreams that foretold his journey, revealing the path the Lord had prepared for him. When Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, was troubled by dreams he could not understand, it was through the interpretation of those dreams that famine was prevented and countless lives were saved. In the New Testament, Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, was visited in a dream and instructed to flee to Egypt to protect the precious child. Again and again, dreams carried messages that could not be ignored, messages that bore the weight of divine intervention. And beyond the sacred text, through the flow of time, countless souls have received dreams that held deep, holy meaning. Some were comforted in grief, catching a glimpse of peace in the midst of sorrow. Others were awakened to truths they had long denied, confronted by something too powerful to ignore. There have been moments when a dream served as a warning, a gentle call to turn back, before it was too late. And then, there are those dreams that remind the living that love never dies, that those who have gone before us are not lost. In those moments, a loved one appears, not as a memory, but as a messenger, delivering words that are meant to be heard. These dreams, they are not accidents. They are not random wanderings of the subconscious. They hold meaning, they carry weight. They serve a purpose, they gently remind the heart that there is more beyond what can be seen, that life does not end with the grave, that the soul continues, beyond the limits of the physical world. These moments confirm what has been true from the very beginning, that God speaks in many ways, and sometimes, oh sometimes, He chooses to speak through dreams. When a dream carries a message, when it stirs the soul and leaves an imprint that cannot be erased, it is not something to dismiss or forget. It is a moment of revelation, a glimpse into something far greater than what our eyes can see. It is a whisper from the unseen world, reminding us that eternity is near, and that God is always speaking. There are moments in life when we feel it, the presence of those who have gone before us, moments when a familiar voice reaches out, not in the noise of the day, but in the stillness of a dream. These encounters, they are not random, not meaningless, not fragments of memory dancing through the mind. When a loved one appears in a dream, it is often for a reason. Sometimes, it is to bring comfort, a sacred peace in the middle of pain. Other times, it is to deliver a warning, or to remind us of something unfinished, something that remains unsaid, something the heart still longs to set right. Many have dreamed of a lost parent, a sibling, a spouse, or a dear friend, appearing in the quiet of night, speaking words of peace, offering reassurance in the midst of turmoil. And in that moment of grief, that dream becomes a healing place, a soft and holy touch from beyond, reminding the soul that love does not fade, that the bond remains unbroken, that even in death, there is still connection. These dreams do not bring sorrow, but comfort. A quiet sense that the one who has passed is still watching, still near, still present in the life of the one who dreams. But not all dreams bring peace. Some bring urgency. Some shake the soul awake, stirring something deep within, pressing upon the heart a sacred need for change. There are moments when a dream serves as a holy warning, a divine call to turn back, to pause and reconsider, to open our eyes to something we've long ignored. Some have dreamed of a loved one, speaking with urgency, bringing a message that lingers long after waking. A truth that must be faced. These are not ordinary dreams, they carry weight, meaning, and a purpose that cannot be taken lightly. And then there are those who have felt the presence of someone they lost, reminding them of things undone, of words left unsaid, of wounds yet to heal. It may be a call to forgive, a call to reconcile, a call to make peace before it's too late. Sometimes, it is a reminder of a promise once made, a responsibility still waiting, a path that must still be walked. The soul, oh how it carries these things. And in dreams, they often rise, revealing what must not be ignored. These experiences, they are not bound by time or culture. They happen to the old and to the young, to people of every race, every belief, every walk of life. And they serve as sacred reminders, that the connection between the living and the departed is not fully severed. That something beyond the physical continues to touch the soul, with meaning, with purpose. When these dreams come, they carry with them something holy, something not to be dismissed. They are not empty visions. They are not scattered thoughts. They are moments meant to be received, understood, and taken to heart. There are times in life when we feel a stirring, a gentle pull deep within the spirit, one that cannot be explained away. Sometimes it comes in the form of a thought, a quiet whisper urging us to change direction. Other times it comes through events, circumstances that shake us awake and force us to look again, at where we are, and where we're going. But there are also times, when this call comes in a dream. When the voice of someone who has passed reaches through the veil, with a message that cannot be overlooked. And oh, how many have testified, of being visited in their dreams, by a loved one who had long departed this world. These dreams are often more vivid, more real than any ordinary dream. They carry a weight, a quiet significance that lingers long after waking. Many have described the feeling as though they were truly in the presence of the one who appeared to them, as if, just for a brief and sacred moment, the boundaries of time and eternity were gently lifted. And in many of these dreams, the message is clear. It is a call, a loving call, to turn back to God. There are those who have walked away from faith, those who once knew the path, but somehow drifted, slowly, gently, lost in the distractions of life, forgetting the things that matter most. And in the silence of sleep, a voice from beyond reaches out to them, a father, a mother, a grandparent, a dear friend, someone who walked with God in their time on earth, appears in the dream with a look of deep concern, with words filled not with fear, but with urgency, with a plea to return before it is too late. These dreams are never ordinary, they arrive with purpose, they carry a deep conviction, a holy sense that something beyond the natural is reaching into the soul. For some, these dreams come as warnings. They reveal the consequences of a life lived apart from God. They uncover the truth of eternity, the weight of every choice, the finality of what waits beyond this life. Some awaken from these dreams shaken, breathless, overwhelmed by the realization that they've been walking in the wrong direction, that truth has been quietly calling and they have not listened. Others find in these dreams a sacred reminder of God's love, a gentle invitation to return to the place where peace and hope are waiting. It is no accident that so many across cultures, across ages, across every walk of life have experienced these moments. It is not coincidence that they've been visited in dreams by those who urge them to make things right, to seek God while there is still time. These are not empty visions. They are not meaningless shadows of memory. They are divine appointments, moments of grace, holy encounters, a final attempt to reach a soul that is drifting away. They remind us that the things of this world are passing, that life is fragile, but that there is still time to turn back. When a loved one appears in a dream, and their words stir something deep within the heart, it is not random. It is not the mind replaying an old scene. Sometimes, it is eternity reaching in. There are moments when a dream comes with comfort, but also moments when it comes with conviction, when it presses upon the soul a truth that cannot be ignored. Throughout history, there have been countless stories of those who, in their sleep, have seen the face of someone they lost, delivering a message that must be heard. Some have been warned of dangers that had not yet come but were drawing near. Others have been reminded of responsibilities forgotten, of promises made long ago but never fulfilled. And these dreams, oh, they are not light things. They are accompanied by a deep knowing, a quiet certainty, that what was spoken in that dream must not be dismissed. That the words carry weight, and that heaven is at work. For some, these dreams are a call to prepare, to make things right, to settle what needs to be settled before it is too late. They whisper that time is short, that tomorrow is promised to no one, that there are things that must be done before life draws its final breath. Some awaken with a sense of urgency that will not leave them, suddenly aware of what they have taken for granted, how many words they left unsaid, how many opportunities passed by. These moments do not come without meaning. They are given to stir the soul, to awaken the heart, to gently, lovingly remind us of what truly matters before it slips away. Others have found in these dreams a warning to change course, to turn back from a path that leads to sorrow. There are those who were moving toward disaster, making choices that would only bring ruin, and in the stillness of the night, a voice from beyond reached out, pleading with them to awaken, to reconsider, to turn around, before it was too late. These warnings are not meant to bring fear, they are gifts of clarity, gentle mercies, meant to open the eyes to what we have ignored, to reveal the weight of choices before the consequences come. There are those who have been reminded, through these dreams, that life is fleeting, that relationships are not to be taken for granted, that forgiveness should never be delayed. There are moments when a lost loved one appears, not with words of warning, but with a look. A look that says more than 1,000 words ever could. A look that says, make things right. A look that reminds the heart that time moves forward, and regret, oh, regret is a burden the soul was never meant to carry. Now is the moment to heal, to reconcile, to love, before the chance is gone. These encounters, they are not accidents. They are moments of divine mercy, whispers from the eternal, reminding us that nothing in this life should be left unfinished. There are times when a dream is more than just a dream, when it carries a presence that cannot be explained, when it lingers in the heart long after the eyes have opened. A dream where a departed loved one appears can be a moment of divine intervention, a sacred reminder that life is more than what we see, that something holy lies beyond this world. It may be a call to remember, to reflect, to open the eyes to the reality of eternity. It is so easy, in the noise of everyday life, to forget that every breath is a gift, that each day draws us closer to the moment when this life ends, and the next begins. But sometimes, in the quiet of the night, a voice returns, not to haunt, not to disturb, but to awaken something forgotten. For some, these dreams bring peace, a deep reassurance that their loved ones are not lost forever, that they still live, just beyond the veil of time. There are those who have carried the heavy burden of grief, longing for comfort in the silence of absence, and in a dream, they see the face they've missed, hear the voice they long to hear, and feel a love that goes beyond words. It is not simply the mind recalling memories, no. It is something more, something deeper, something sacred that speaks to the soul. As if, just for a moment, heaven itself reaches down and allows a glimpse of what cannot be seen. And for others, these dreams come as a reminder of unfinished matters, things that should not be left behind. Perhaps, it was a broken relationship that was never healed, words left unsaid, forgiveness never given. And there are those who awaken with a deep conviction, a quiet realization that they must act before time removes the chance. It is a holy reminder that life is brief, that there is no room for bitterness, no space for pride, no time to hold on to what should have been let go. There are also those who have drifted away from faith, wandered far from the light they once knew. And in the hush of sleep, a voice returns. A father. A mother. A grandparent. Someone who walked in faith. Someone who prayed with tears. Someone who never gave up hope. And in that dream, the truth returns, not in judgment, but in love. With a look that says, remember. These moments are never accidents. They are not meaningless. They are holy calls to come home, to return to what is good, to seek again what has been forgotten. Some dreams reveal the truth of eternity, shaking the soul awake, showing us that life does not simply end, that the choices we make echo far beyond the grave. They stir something deep inside, a longing, a quiet fear, an urgency to seek the truth, before it is too late. These dreams are moments of grace, whispers of mercy sent not to frighten, but to awaken, to remind, to gently guide the soul back to where it truly belongs. There are moments in life, sacred, rare moments, when the unseen world draws near. When the veil between the physical and the spiritual is lifted, just enough, to remind us that there is more, far more, beyond what we can touch and see. And one of the ways heaven chooses to speak, is through dreams. Through encounters that feel so real, so vivid, so unmistakably unlike ordinary dreams, that they leave an imprint on the heart. When a departed loved one appears in a dream, it is not always memory, and not merely imagination. Sometimes, it carries a deeper purpose, a divine message, a sign that must not be ignored. For some, these dreams come as a final farewell, a sacred goodbye that life never gave. There are those who lost someone suddenly, without warning, without a final embrace, without the chance to say, I love you, or thank you, or I forgive you. And in the stillness of sleep, they find themselves face to face with the one they lost, hearing words they longed to hear, and speaking what was buried deep within. These encounters bring comfort. A peace that cannot be explained. A reassurance that love does not end with death, that connection is not broken, even when the body is no longer here. Others experience these dreams as a holy call, a reminder of the values and the wisdom of those who went before them. A father who walked in honesty, a mother who lived in gentle kindness, a grandparent whose faith was unwavering. These precious souls return in dreams, not to haunt, but to guide, to remind, to press upon the heart the lessons they once gave in life. Sometimes, the dream is quiet and simple, a familiar face, a knowing look, a presence that speaks without words. Other times, it is more direct, a voice, tender yet firm, urging the dreamer to return to the path they once knew, to hold fast to what is right, to live in a way that honors the legacy of those who came before. For some, these dreams are warnings, messages filled with love, but also with urgency, calling for change before it is too late. There are people who have awakened with trembling hearts, realizing that they have been walking down a dangerous road, making choices that lead to sorrow, ignoring the voice of truth that has always called them back. These dreams shake the soul. They stir the conscience. They unveil what has long been hidden behind denial. They are not ordinary, they are wake-up calls. Moments of divine mercy. They come to remind the dreamer to turn back, while there is still time. Some dreams bring visions of eternity, a glimpse into what lies beyond. They reveal the weight of every choice made in this life. There are those who have dreamed of loved ones, their faces shining with peace, radiant with joy, filled with the presence of something far beyond this world. But there are also those who have seen sorrow, grief, and warnings. A reminder that eternity is real. that life does not simply vanish into nothingness. These dreams leave a stirring in the soul, a holy trembling, a realization that this life is temporary, that the unseen is not so far away, and that the time to make things right is now.